From a man married to a humanoid robot to a young woman allergic to her own husband, here are 10 weird couples that really exist. Zheng Jiajia, a Chinese-born artificial intelligence expert, spent years searching for true love. The young man wanted to meet a companion with whom to share his life, but was unable to find her. But he was able to remedy that. How? Well, he simply invented a humanoid robot resembling a woman and married her. Finally, his dream had finally come true. On the other hand, the case of this man aroused a lot of curiosity. Because, how can one unite for life with a robot and live in artificial love with him? However, for Zheng Jiajia, this is not strange, and he hopes to live happily with his yin-yang. Moreover, this inventor said he would upgrade his robot so that she can walk and do housework, like any good wife. This is what could make this Chinese man a happy husband. Brittany and Brianna Dean are identical twins married to Josh and Jeremy Salyers. Two other identical twins they first met in 2017 at the Twins Days Festival in Twinsburg, Ohio, USA. But that's not the most surprising part. When the two couples, who lived together under the same roof, planned to have children, the two sisters found themselves pregnant at the same time. A real miracle. After the announcement of their pregnancy, the two couples, already known by the media, continued to post all four of them, which further enhanced their popularity. It must not have been easy for them though, especially for the mothers-to-be who must have felt tired of having to take pictures all the time and arrange for them and their husbands to dress identically all the time. However, nothing was more beautiful for these two couples than to reveal their moments of shared happiness and then reveal to the world the birth of their two boys Jet and Jax. Well, these two beautiful couples were very happy to become parents. Double parents, since their two boys were more like brothers than cousins. Do you like this video? Then don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all the notifications and not miss anything of our next publications. Let's continue. Nguyen My Linh and Nguyen Hu Hai are two young people of Vietnamese origin who met on Valentine's Day. After spending some time together where they got to know each other better, they decided to become a couple. Which is quite ordinary. Yes, of course, except that this couple was very remarkable physically. The reason? Their respective weights. Well, the young man weighed 130 kilograms, which was clearly far from the waspish size of his girlfriend who had to weigh 47 kilograms only. Yes, you can calculate the difference. However, despite this weight difference, the young couple lived their story to the fullest and did not hesitate to reveal their happiness and love through the photos they often shared. This eventually made him famous on the internet. On the other hand, the physical appearance of these two young people earned them the mockery as well as the negative comments from some malicious people. But the young Vietnamese couple has always swept all this away with a wave of the hand. Indeed, Nguyen My Linh and Nguyen Hu Hai were far from being impressed or intimidated by all these unhealthy comments. On the contrary, they were determined to live their romance in the open, because their love was stronger than their physical appearance. Thanks to this beautiful story, this happy Vietnamese couple ended up making the buzz and getting the admiration of many people on the internet. Hayley Kersen is a young Australian girl who, like many girls of her age, dreamed of meeting love. One day, she finally met him, and it was love at first sight. Since then, Hayley started to live a beautiful love story with her boyfriend. Eager to share her moments of happiness with him, she did not hesitate to publish from time to time her photos with her lover. Her photos were a sensation of course, but unfortunately, Hayley also suffered many criticisms because of her choice, because, well, according to some her boyfriend was not very beautiful and moreover he was of another origin. But the young woman did not care about it because for her, as for her boyfriend, the love has no color. The proof is that these two young people who seemed to get along so well stayed together for a good period of time and they would still be together. And then, it must be said, by winning her battle against the negative and mocking comments of some internet users, the young Australian has finally won the admiration of many others. Paolo Gabriel da Silva Barros and Katiusha Hoshino met in 2006 on a dating website, and since then they have been living a beautiful love story. Like many other young people, these two lovers from Brazil had many dreams in common, including getting married and starting a family. Nothing extraordinary you may say, however, there was something that made this couple different from the others. Paolo and Katiusha both have dwarfism, and between them, they are only a little over 6 feet tall. But despite their physical peculiarity, the two young people decided to go all the way because their love was bigger than anything. In the end, they were even able to have a beautiful wedding and prepared for their new life together. This was not going to be easy for them, however, because of the many challenges it entailed. And yet, this beautiful Brazilian couple said they were ready to face them because nothing could be stronger and more solid than their love. To top it all off, Paolo and Katiusha were even invited to London by Guinness World Records. That's right. After their wedding, Paolo and Katiusha Barros entered the Guinness Book and became the world's smallest bride and groom, a beautiful record of which they are not little proud today. Scott and Johanna Watkins are an American couple from Minnesota, who have been married since 2013. Like many other couples, they love spending time together, cuddling, etc. And yet, this couple can't do any of that because Johanna is allergic to almost everything, including her husband. In fact, this young woman suffers from a disorder called mast cell activation syndrome. You may not have heard of this condition, but it is an immune system disorder that is responsible for many symptoms, including anaphylactic shock. In other words, the young woman can have very severe allergic reactions to many external factors such as dust, odors, many foods, chemicals, and her husband. At first, the couple adapted to this anomaly, and Johanna could even tolerate her husband's smell, until one day she realized that she had become allergic to him too. Since that day, when Scott and Johanna approach each other or manage to exchange hugs, she suffers from severe and uncontrollable allergic reactions, even though she has already undergone treatment and chemotherapy. In order not to endanger her life, Johanna and her husband decided to live separately in the same house, she in a closed room with air filters and he 3 floors below. Scott even started a fundraising campaign to renovate their home so Johanna could live there safely. Because of the sad situation they live in, this couple has received a lot of sympathy. David and Analisa Hackelman said, "I do, a few years ago and have been happily married ever since. But when they want to go out together or go somewhere, for example, they have to face the unusual looks of others. Why is that? Well, because Analisa has a beard." Indeed, the young Californian suffers from a disease called polycystic ovary syndrome. This disease, which is due to a hormonal disturbance, causes an abundant pilosity on the face and the body. But despite the young woman's unusual appearance, David eventually became accustomed to her appearance and very supportive, and in return, Analisa stopped shaving her beard. In this way, the couple was able to lead a normal life without having to endure the stares of others. And Analisa was even able to overcome her agoraphobia that prevented her from leaving the house. The young woman's beard would have prevented them from taking pictures for their wedding, as any other couple would. But David and Analisa would have remedied this on their 5th wedding anniversary when they appeared in one of the episodes of a reality show. A little late, but this couple has marked the viewers with their story so touching. Victor Iba is a popular Nigerian counselor who is known for promoting self-love on social media. But one day, he took to his accounts to make an incredible announcement. Indeed, this gentleman announced to his followers that he was going to get married to himself. No, this is not a joke. Victor Iba published a wedding announcement announcing the union of Victor to Victor, and even launched an invitation to his friends to attend his sologamy. The young Nigerian was even congratulated for his choice. Nevertheless, this must have gotten him into trouble because sologamy, or marriage to oneself, is a forbidden practice, although it is increasingly being adopted. But I am pretty sure that Victor must have been living a life full of love with himself since his marriage. Well, this man made his choice anyway, and he certainly inspired others to do the same thing he did. This man and woman you see now were an ordinary couple who, on the face of it, had nothing wrong with them. But when one of them wanted to call the other by his first or last name, they couldn't help but laugh. Because, well, they both have the same first and last names. So here is Kelly Hildebrandt and Kelly Hildebrandt. Thanks to this rare and beautiful coincidence that brought them together on Facebook, these two young people decided to meet to get to know each other better. A few months after their meeting, they said, "I do," for their greatest happiness, but also for the greatest pleasure of the media, because the idol worthy of a fairy tale between these two lovers who have the same name and the same first name had conquered millions of people around the world. It is often said that marriage is the happy ending of a love story between two people, but unfortunately, this was not the case for Mr. and Mrs. Kelly Hildebrandt. After they got married, each of them discovered that they were different from the other and that apart from their first and last names, they had almost nothing in common. The fairy tale ended in divorce. However, despite their separation, the two Kelly Hildebrandts remained on good terms, and despite everything, they will remain for a long time on the list of couples who have conquered the world. Colombian model Donna Sultana and her husband Esteban Landro were a happy couple whose union was strengthened by marriage and the desire to start a family. Except that this couple is not like the others. Do you know why? Well, Donna Sultana was born male, while her husband Esteban was born female. Despite this unusual feature, Donna and Esteban lived their love story to the fullest and ended up getting married. Their dream even came true when Esteban became pregnant with their son Ariel, a moment of pure happiness for Esteban and Donna, who did not hesitate to share their photos on his Instagram account, to the delight of his followers. On the other hand, this must have caused astonishment and surprise in many other people, shocked to see Donna kissing the 8-month belly of her husband. What leaves, however, this couple completely indifferent? Well, it must be said that they still managed to make the buzz. You've just met some of the weirdest couples in the world. Which ones made the biggest impression on you? Leave us your answers and impressions in the comments. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video.